So, our third element in the brain health trifecta is cognitive training. So that's basically brain training. It's like, doing cardiovascular or like aerobic exercise increases circulation, increases the strength of your heart, the fitness of your heart. Training will affect circulation, strength, ability, speed of your brain. And so it's worthwhile doing physical training, eating well, and training your brain in some specific ways. So it's worthwhile saying or making you aware that studies on like specific interventions like apps on your phone are quite small, and they don't show a huge improvement. However, populations that do the kind of brain training I'm going to tell you about today, that also have a healthy diet, that also exercise regularly, have significantly less incidence of dementia. So we can't say not training your brain will cause dementia, because it won't, but training your brain does contribute to an overall more healthy brain, which will help slow the onset. If you're going to get it, you're going to get it, or hopefully mean that you don't get it, reduce your risk. So don't spend money on those apps. By all means, take the free ones if you find them interesting and enjoyable, but it's not necessary. So the best ways to engage in cognitive training is actually super easy and absolutely free. Number one, novelty and change. So things like travel, trying different forms of exercise, art classes, variation in your routine. So it doesn't have to be a huge variation. If you always walk a 5K loop, try a different 5K loop, or do it on the beach or in the mountains, and just get some variety in your experience of walking. Gratitude and positive thinking are like brain training exercises. So keeping a journal where you write 3 things that you're grateful for or that you're feeling good about on a daily basis. Studies on brain changes and gratitude journals have found great changes on even less than doing it daily, like doing it monthly. Anytime you do it, you will get brain changes. Games that challenge your memory, problem solving, and reasoning. So crosswords, puzzles, Sudoku, some specific brain training games on your phone, but not all of them. And if you're going to get a brain training game, get the free version. Don't believe that the paid versions are the be all and end all. And then learning a new skill. So I find this is hard as adults, but if you decide to pick up an instrument and learn how to play, it's one of the greatest things you can do for your brain. Or learning how to dance, salsa versus ballroom dancing versus something else, or learning a different craft like origami, weaving, felting, any of those things. Languages, these new skills have profound impacts on your brain, and they're useful as well. And then some other things that will help that aren't specifically cognitive training. Love, being loved, not just romantic love, but your family. Socializing, so spending time with your friends. Reducing your stress, not necessarily all stress, but having like a plan or a routine where you may experience something stressful and you can bring yourself back to calm and zen again. It's not so much the high stress periods that impacts our brain, it's the fact that we're in a high stress period for a long time without a down. So as long as you have a strategy for calming down and coming down hormonally, emotionally, mentally, then stress in and of itself is not not going to give you dementia. And power plate. So there's some great new studies on whole body vibration that were studied using power plate specifically. And they found that movement on the power plate enhances cerebral blood flow, and that it also enhances cognitive function in people that have a mild impairment. So the stage before they're diagnosed with dementia, it can actually improve their cognitive performance, which means if they're diagnosed later. So start adding these little quivers to your bow, and remember too, it's the trifecta that reduces your risk and gives you those brain benefits, not just one thing or the other, but all of these things, healthy diet, brain training and exercise, are good in and of themselves as well. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me. Otherwise, I will see you next time.